So, how does Wi Fi work? If you really think about it, Wi Fi is one of those technologies that feels less like engineering and more like a long running bluff that everyone agreed not to question. You open your phone, tap a video, and suddenly information just appears. No visible connection, no tiny courier running across your living room carrying YouTube tutorials, just air. And somehow that seems to be enough. Wi Fi sounds official, technical, trustworthy. It is none of those things. The name itself was invented by a marketing team because the real term, something along the lines of IEEE 802.11 standards, felt like it would actively repel human interest. So they went with wireless fidelity, aka Wi Fi. Short, clean, absolutely meaningless. Which is perfect because Wi Fi doesn't feel like something you understand. It feels like something you tolerate. At its core, Wi Fi is just radio, literally. The same type of electromagnetic waves used for broadcasting music, news, and conspiracy theories at 2 a.m. The only difference is, instead of carrying voices, Wi Fi carries data. Tiny pieces of information broken into packets launched into the air at nearly the speed of light. Your router, the blinking plastic box quietly judging you from the corner of the room, takes data from your internet connection and converts it into these radio signals, and then it just broadcasts them in every direction, all the time, like a lighthouse. But instead of guiding ships, it's guiding memes. Your devices, phones, laptops, smart TVs, that one appliance that definitely does not need internet access, are constantly listening. They scan the air for signals that match their network. When they find one, they connect. And just like that, you're online. No visible exchange, just invisible waves passing through walls, furniture, and your general sense of certainty. Which is where things start to feel slightly questionable, because this system relies on something you cannot see, cannot feel, and cannot verify without trusting it completely. And yet, your entire digital life depends on it. Emails, messages, videos, work, distractions disguised as productivity. All of it floating through the air around you. Right now, your room is filled with overlapping signals. Videos buffering, messages sending, someone somewhere watching something they probably shouldn't be. You are, technically, sitting inside a cloud of information. And it works. Most of the time. Then there are the moments when it doesn't. And this is where Wi-Fi reveals its personality. Because Wi-Fi doesn't fail quietly. It fails strategically. Video call, frozen. Important upload, paused at 99%. Online exam, disconnected with the confidence of someone who knows they've ruined your day. It's almost impressive. Out of all the possible moments it could stop working, it consistently chooses the worst one. Like, it's not just a system, it's a critic. Technically, what's happening is interference. Wi-Fi operates on specific frequency bands, usually 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. One travels farther but slower. The other is faster but struggles with obstacles like walls, furniture, or existence. So your signal is constantly navigating an obstacle course. Walls absorb it, devices compete for it, other networks interfere with it, even microwaves can disrupt it. Yes, heating food can temporarily weaken your connection because apparently your internet and your dinner share the same emotional wavelength. And then there's the layout problem. Wi-Fi spreads outward from your router like ripples in water, which sounds nice in theory. In practice, it means there is always one spot in your home where the signal just gives up. The dead zone. The place where connection goes to die. It could be a bedroom, a hallway, or mysteriously, the exact spot where you need it most. You move slightly to the left, full signal. Slightly to the right, nothing. Which raises a question about physics that science has politely avoided answering. But here's the part that actually makes Wi-Fi impressive. It's not just sending information, it's coordinating it. Every device connected to your network is sending and receiving data at the same time. Your phone loads a video, your laptop updates software, someone else scrolls endlessly through short-form content, and the router has to manage all of this without turning it into digital traffic chaos. So it assigns time slots, tiny windows where each device gets to speak, millions of times per second. It's like a conversation where everyone is talking, but somehow no one interrupts, at least not visibly. And then there's encryption, because all of this data, messages, passwords, search history needs to travel securely. So Wi-Fi wraps it in layers of encryption, turning readable information into scrambled code. To anyone else, it just looks like noise. To your device, it's a perfectly understandable message, which means your data is constantly being transformed, transmitted, decoded, and reassembled in the time it takes you to blink. And yet, despite all this complexity, the user experience is simple. Too simple, actually. You click, it works, until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, the solution is always the same. Turn it off, turn it back on. Which is less of a technical fix and more of a ritual, a modern form of prayer. You don't know why it works, you just know it sometimes does. And that's the strange part about Wi-Fi. It's both incredibly advanced and slightly unreliable. A system built on precise engineering, behaving like it has moods. We upgrade it constantly. Wi-Fi 5, 6, 6E, 7, each version faster, smarter, more stable. And yet, the core experience remains the same. A strong signal until suddenly not. So how does Wi-Fi work? Technically, it's electromagnetic waves carrying data packets between devices, coordinated by routers, optimized by protocols, and secured by encryption. But that's not how it feels. It feels like invisible communication held together by trust and occasional frustration. It feels like sending thoughts into the air and hoping something listens. Because in a way, that's exactly what it is. Billions of signals moving through space, overlapping, colliding, fading, reconnecting. Each one trying to reach somewhere, each one asking in its own binary way, did you get that? And most of the time, the answer is yes, until it isn't. And in that brief moment of silence, when the video stops, the page won't load, and the world feels slightly disconnected, you realize something uncomfortable. This invisible system, this thing you can't see, can't control, can't fully understand, is quietly holding your entire digital life together. So the next time your Wi-Fi drops and everything pauses for a second, don't panic. Just notice it, because for a brief, unexpected moment, the signals stop, the noise disappears, and reality, unbuffered, uncompressed, slightly awkward, finally gets a turn to load.